back in the place to be, ESPN's research room once again for season 4. I feel like Moses Malone, 4 of Stump the Schwab, and you best believe we are back and still maintaining as the premier competition in sports trivia supremacy. Yo, this is the show featuring some of the craziest, illest sports fans alive as they try and keep up with the bruiser from Bristol, the man who drops knowledge like a clumsy librarian. You know who I'm talking about, the Schwab. Give it up for the Schwab. Schwab, let me ask, is there any kind of method to your whole Jersey madness?
Actually, this time there is. Billy Donovan, Florida Gators, won the national title. They were #1. This time, I'm going to be #1.
Ooh. All right, Schwabby, time to saddle up again. We got 3 contestants who are going to try and help us pop the cork on season 4. First up, he is a sales manager from Worcester, Mass, whose wife had no idea that he delayed his wedding reception to watch the PGA Championship. She had no idea until right now, this very second. Brian Ferris. This guy is a web editor from Maryland who skips his mom's birthday when it conflicts with the NCAA tournament. That's cold, and he's cold-hearted. Kevin Langbaum. And from Trenton, New Jersey, this guy says he was traumatized by a Valentine's Day singing telegram. Say what up to Chris Brooks. Brian.
Yes.
You stalled your wedding reception.
Absolutely.
Just so you could watch a PGA Championship.
Just happened to come across a bar on the way.
Your wife's in the audience, huh?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, and we just outed you.
Yes, you did.
Well, I'm thinking that you better win so you can come home with something. It's just a guess. Speaking of prize money, let's talk about this cheddar that's on the line. Advance to the Schwab Showdown. If you do that, $1,000 is yours. If you stump the Schwab in that showdown, you get another grand. That's going in your pocket. And in this year's semifinals, Stumping the Schwab will earn you $5,000. Now, that's the semifinals. In the finals, we're talking growing jackpot. Each time the Schwab wins, the unclaimed cash gets added to the pile of loot that you can rake in on the championship show. A lot of dough up for grabs. You know what I'm saying? All right, enough chit-chat. Let's do this. Our first game is called Leading Off. Here's how you play. We'll give you questions that have multiple answers. One by one, our contestants and the Schwab will give an answer. Each correct response is worth 1 point. If you are wrong, you are out, but only out for that one question. All right? At the end of Leading Off, the contestant with the lowest score, I'm sorry, you're out. You are gone, removed from the research room forever. All right, let's get this thing started with Leading Off. All right, Chris, we're going to start with you and then go on down the line. Between 2002 and 2005, including those years, 22 major leaguers hit at least 40 home runs in a season. Name them.
Barry Bonds.
Correct. Kevin.
Alex Rodriguez.
Correct. Brian.
Mark Teixeira.
Correct. Schwab.
Albert Pujols.
Correct. Chris.
Jim Tomei.
Correct. Kevin.
Jim Edmonds.
Correct. Brian.
Manny Ramirez.
Correct. Schwab.
David Ortiz.
Like it when you call it Big Poppin'. Correct. Chris. Need an answer.
Sammy Sosa.
Correct. Kevin.
Rafael Palmeiro.
Correct. Brian.
Mike Piazza.
Incorrect. You're out for this one question. Schwab.
Andrew Jones.
Correct. Chris.
Chipper Jones.
Incorrect. Out for this question. Kevin. Tick, tick, tick. Need an answer.
Jason Giambi.
Correct. Schwab.
Adam Dunn.
Done deal. Correct. Kevin. Not giving you much time.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Incorrect. Out for this round. Schwab. got any more?
Adrian Beltre.
Adrian Beltre works. You want to throw any more at us? Just to show off?
Sean Green.
That works. That is the first one. Let's take a look at the scores. Schwab has 5. Chris has 3. Kevin has 4. And Brian has 2. This is the next topic in Leading Off. And Kevin, we're going to start with you. Name the 16 NFL running backs who rushed for more than 1,000 yards during the 2005 regular season.
Willie Parker.
Correct. Brian.
Sean Alexander.
Correct. Schwab.
From the New York Football Giants, Tiki Barber.
Holding that ball like that, running down the field. Correct. Chris.
Clinton Portis.
Correct. Kevin.
Corey Dillon.
Incorrect. You're out for this round. Brian.
Edgar and James.
Correct. Schwab.
Let's go with Mike Anderson.
Correct. Chris.
Larry Johnson.
Correct. Brian.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Correct. Schwab.
Cadillac Williams.
Correct. Chris.
Rudy Johnson.
Oh, fellas, a ball incorrect. Brian.
Curtis Martin.
Incorrect. Out for this round. It seems like he does it every season. Didn't do it in 2005. Schwab.
Thomas Jones.
Correct. Chris.
Warwick Dunn.
Take that, Schwab. Hit him, Schwab. Go ahead.
Steven Jackson of the Rams.
Correct. Chris.
Willis McGahee.
Oh, suck it now. Correct. Schwab.
Lamont Jordan.
Correct. There is one more on the list. Chris. Need an answer.
Chris Brown.
Incorrect. Think I'm gonna drones you out?
Reuben Drones for
Reuben
Cleveland.
Drones. That is it. All right, let's take a look at the score. Schwab has 11, Chris has 8, Kevin has 5, and Brian has 5. This is the last leading off, and Brian, we're gonna start with you. Since Bill Sharman led the Lakers to a championship in 1972, 16 other men have won an NBA title as a head coach. Name them.
Phil Jackson.
Correct. Schwab.
Pat Riley.
Correct. Chris.
Larry Brown.
Correct. Kevin.
Rudy Tomjanovich.
Correct. Brian.
Casey Jones.
Correct. Schwab.
Chuck Daly.
Correct. Chris.
Billy Cunningham.
Correct. Kevin.
Cotton Fitzsimmons.
That is incorrect. You're out for this round. Brian.
Greg Popovich.
Correct. Schwab.
Paul Westhead.
Correct. Chris.
Bill Fitch.
Correct. Brian.
Pat Riley.
Said. Out for this round. Schwab.
Dr. Jack Ramsey.
Correct. Chris.
Lenny Wilkins.
Correct. Chris is balling. Schwab.
Al Attles.
Al Attos is correct. Chris. Need an answer. Done.
George Carl. Wrong anyway.
Too late and wrong. Schwab, you got any more?
I'm missing it.
There's Red Holtzman,
Oh.
and there's also Dick Motta.
How
Take a
could
look
I
at the
not get
scores.
Red Holtzman? I'm a Nick.
Schwab has 16. Chris has 12. Kevin has 6. And Brian has 8. Kevin, you came, you saw, you got conquered. Meanwhile, Chris and Brian, $1,000 payday is waiting for one of you, plus the chance for much more on top of it. Only one of y'all can advance to the Schwab Showdown. We'll find out when we get back. Stick and stay. Yo, what's up? Stuart Scott back in the research room with Brian and Chris and the man that Jeeves asks when it comes to sports, the Schwab. All right, guys, we're going to clear the scoreboard for this next game. We call it Who Am I? And here's how you play. We'll give you a sports figure biography, 1 clue at a time, up to 7. You will alternate receiving clues, and after each one, you can answer or pass. But if you answer incorrectly, you'll be locked out for the rest of that question, while your opponent can just hear the remaining clues and answer at his leisure at any time. The first clue is worth 7 points, and then the points decrease in value. Basically, it's like this. Pass it till you know it, and then answer. Good, good? Good, good. So let's play Who Am I? All right, Schwabi, take it away.
First category is baseball, Major League Baseball. Brian, we start with you for 7 points. I was born in 1966 in Anchorage, Alaska.
I'll pass.
Chris, for 6 points. I pitched for Yavapai Junior College in the 1986 JUCO World Series.
Pass.
Brian for 5 points. I am a fan of the computer game EverQuest, where I created a character called Scythehand's Vox Slayer.
Kurt Schilling.
Kurt Schilling is correct.
Brian, you just picked up 5 points. You lead 5-0. Schwabi.
The category is NFL. Chris, we start with you for 7 points. I was born in Pensacola, Florida in 1969.
Pass.
Brian for 6 points. As a high school senior, I was named Prep Football Player of the Year by Parade Magazine and USA Today.
I'll pass.
Chris for 5 points. As a freshman, I led the SEC in rushing with 1,341 yards.
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith is correct.
We have a couple of ballers here. Chris just picked up 5 points. It is 5-5. Schwabi, hit it.
Brian, we started off with you. The category is tennis for 7 points. My father, Wink, was a member of the 1968 U.S. Olympic volleyball team.
I'll pass.
Chris for 6 points. In 2003, I married former All-American tennis player John Leach.
Pass.
Brian for 5 points. I have won more than 50 WTA singles tournaments.
Monica Seles.
Monica Seles is incorrect. You're out for the rest of the round. Chris, you could get it here for 5 points or you could pass.
Pass.
Okay, Chris for 4 points. I have won every Grand Slam singles tennis title except the French Open.
Pass.
For 3 points. I stand over 6 feet tall.
Pass.
For 2 points. I held the year-end #1 ranking 4 times in women's singles.
Pass.
For 1 point, I defeated Martina Hingis in the finals of both the 1998 U.S. Open and the 2000 Australian Open.
Lindsay Davenport.
Lindsay Davenport for 1 point is correct.
Chris, you lead 6-5. Schwabi.
Chris, the category is PGA Golf for 7 points. I failed to earn a PGA Tour card at qualifying school in 1979 and instead played on the Asian Tour for a few years.
Pass.
Brian for 6 points. To memorialize my father, I donated my entire $108,000 check for winning the 1987 Bay Hill International to a Florida hospital charity.
Payne Stewart.
Payne Stewart is correct.
Brian just picked up 6 large points. Brian, you lead 11-6. Schwab.
The category is boxing. Brian for 7 points. I grew up the son of an Arkansas sharecropper.
I'll pass.
Chris for 6 points. I appeared on the cover of the 1967 Beatles album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Sonny Liston.
Sonny Liston is correct. Wow.
Huge 6 points for Chris. Chris leads 12-11. This is the last one.
The category is NBA. Chris, we start with you for 7 points. In 1959, I was named Most Outstanding Player of the NCAA Men's Final Four.
Pass.
Brian for 6 points. I coached the Lakers for 3 seasons during the 70s, leading them to the playoffs each year.
Pass.
For 5 points, Chris. My play Under Pressure earned me the nickname Mr. Clutch, which I used as the title of my autobiography.
Jerry West.
Jerry West is correct.
Chris picks up the points, and with the score 17-11, Chris, you just earned a G note, $1,000, and you are headed to the Schwab Showdown. Yo, Brian, I'm sorry, man, but you're headed home. Yo, Chris, you pumped?
Yeah.
You geeked?
Yeah.
You're going to the Schwab Showdown. I know this Schwab is hungry, looking to eat you up.
My turn, baby, my turn. Let's do it.
What up, Stuart Scott? Still hanging here in the research room. Last year, Schwab made the showdown more like a mowdown as he cut up the competition like crabgrass. All right, Chris, If you stump the Schwab right now, you get another $1,000 on top of the G that you already won. All right?
All right.
Now, you didn't tell anybody that you knew personally you were here, right?
And they still don't know until they see.
Guess what? They know now. Chris, everybody who knows Chris. All right, Chris, let's do this. It's the Schwab Showdown, and here's how it goes down. There are 4 categories. Each category contains 3 questions worth 1, 2, and 3 points. For every incorrect answer, you get a strike. 3 strikes, it's like baseball, you're gone. You also have 1 pass. Tonight's categories are the bowl shebang. We're talking about college football bowl games. 40 is the new 30, and I do believe that. It's all about winning pitchers over the age of 40. You look marvelous. This is about the Dallas Mavericks and open and shut. We're talking the men's 2006 Golf U.S. Open. Chris, think about this. This is your chance to stump this man because you're going to pick the questions that Schwab has to answer, and Schwab will pick the questions that you have to answer. Ready?
Ready.
All right, let's roll. Chris, pick your first category for the Schwab.
Open and shut 1.
For 1 point, Schwab, after his final round at the 2006 U.S. Open, what golfer was quoted as saying, quote, "I am such an idiot," close quote?
Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, sorry, Phil. All right, Schwab, pick up a point. Pick your first category for Chris.
The bowl shebang 1.
For 1 point, Chris, since 1999, the Cotton Bowl has been played between teams from what 2 conferences?
Be the Big 12
Correct?
and the SEC.
That, too, is correct. 1 point for Chris. Score is tied 1-1. Category for Schwab.
40 is the new 30.
Yes, it is. Yes, Lord, it is. For 1 point, Schwab, what knuckleballer leads all pitchers with the Major League record 121 regular season wins after the age of 40?
Phil Niekro.
Phil Niekro is correct. Point for Schwab. You lead 2-1.
You look marvelous 1.
For 1 point, Chris. In 2006, Dirk Nowitzki became the second German-born player to play in the NBA Finals. Who was the first?
Detlef Schrempf.
That is correct. We're tied 2-2. Category for Schwab.
Open and shut 2.
For 2 points, Schwab. The 2006 U.S. Open was the 3rd Open in 5 years to be played in New York State. Name the 3 courses that hosted those events.
Bethpage Black.
Correct?
Winged Foot.
Correct?
Out in the Hamptons. Oh, God. Shinnecock Hills.
That is correct. By the skin. Schwab, category for Chris.
The bowl shebang 2.
For 2 points. Chris, beginning in 1978, what school appeared in the first 7 Holiday Bowls and a record 11 Holiday Bowls overall?
The Brigham Young University.
That is correct. Tied up at 4-4. Chris, category for Schwab.
40 is the new 30.
40 is the new 30 for 2 points. Schwab, this southpaw had 48 regular season wins after turning 40, and in 1987 led the Yankees in innings pitched at age 44. Name him. This southpaw had 48 regular season wins after turning 40, and in 1987 led the Yankees in innings pitched at age 44. Name him.
Tommy John.
Named a surgery after him. That is correct.
Wow, these are tough. My God.
Schwab, you lead 6-4. Question for Chris.
I'm going to try something. Open and shut 3.
With a 2-point question on the board, Schwab is giving Chris the chance to take the lead with a 3-point question. For 3 points, Chris, the 2006 U.S. Open had different leaders after each round. What 2 men led after rounds 1 and 2, and who shared the 3rd round lead with Mickelson? You do have a pass.
I will use my pass.
He will use the pass and pass it to you.
The guy who was tied in the last round was the guy Kenneth Ferry.
That is correct.
First round leader was Colin Montgomery.
That is correct.
Now the fun part. Who led the second? Oh, boy. Good, take a guess. Tim Clark?
Tim Clark is incorrect. The leader after the second round was Steve Stricker.
Is that right? Wow. Okay.
One strike for Schwab. Interesting strategy. Chris, you now pick for Schwab.
You look marvelous. 2.
For 2 points, Schwab. The Dallas Mavericks have had the first overall pick in an NBA draft only once in 1981. Who did they select?
81. Okay.
Remember, you have your pass.
Right. Mark Aguirre.
That is correct for 2 points. Schwab, you lead 8-4, but you have a strike. Chris, no strikes. Category, Schwab for Chris.
The Bull Shebang 3.
For 3 points, Chris. Since 1999, the bowl game, now known as the GMAC Bowl, has been played in what southern city?
Mobile, Alabama.
That is correct. Didn't need the state, gave it anyway. Picked up 3 big points. Schwab leads 8-7. Chris, category for Schwab.
40 is the new 30.
40 is the new 30. Schwab, for 3 points. Since 1900, who is the only NL left-hander to win 20 games in a season after turning 40? Since 1900.
Warren Spahn.
That is correct. For 3 points. You lead
What a
11-7. Now, Chris, you can't win, but point total counts for your possible spot in the semifinals. So this is very, very important. For 3 points, you look marvelous. Despite averaging less than 10 points per game in his NBA career, what guard was the first Maverick to have his uniform number retired by the team?
2 people coming to mind. Brad Davis.
Who's the other person that came to mind?
Derek Harper.
Ah, man. Brad Davis is correct. It is correct. All right, Chris.
That is great.
You don't get the win. 11-10. That was big point total. Ran into this immovable object tonight. Just Schwab doing his thing. But, yo, you're still going home with $1,000, and we may see you later. The Schwab started hot, and no surprise here, he started hungry. So tune in next time when 3 new contestants will try and slip into Cinderella's trivia sneakers. Yo, hang with us next time in the research room. You know how we do it here. Hugs and hand pounds, everybody.
Brad Davis.